I want to invite the next speaker, Mr. Steve Crump. He is the head of the International Operations, Royal College of Physicians, London, and he's going to enlighten us on the advancing healthcare system of Pakistan and role of RCP into that. Let's welcome Steve Crump. I'm just going to remind all the respectable speakers that we've got two young timekeepers here who've got a nice iPad and they are trying to gain attention about the time. It'll be nice to respect their timekeeping. But thank you very much. Please start.
Thank you very much. Yes, if I could invite you to wave at me vigorously when I'm on 2 minutes, then that will be enormously helpful. A very good morning to you all, learned friends of the academic panel, Your Excellency, delegates. A very good morning to you all. The first thing to say, I am not a doctor. I'm a consumer of the wonderful work that doctors do. And if I want my healthcare needs looked after efficiently, effectively, and appropriately, I go to Pakistan. Because there I know I will find eminent physicians who can respond to my needs quickly and effectively. So it's always nice to be in company of such esteemed physicians and clinicians, and I look forward to getting my various ailments addressed later over lunch, so thank you. What I'm going to do over the next 10 minutes is just talk you through the Royal College of Physicians' work in Pakistan, the partnerships that we're looking to effect, and the impacts that we're looking to create as we move forward. And it was interesting earlier hearing references to Captain Kirk and such like. Well, I see this as boldly going to new partnerships as never before. And you know, I'm looking forward to the day when I can be beamed up and I can look back and say, well, we did something useful there. We made a difference to Royal College of Physicians and its partnerships in Pakistan. Just a little bit of history, and there'll be a short tick test at the end to make sure that you've understood this. The Royal College, founded in 1518, granted a charter by Henry VIII to the President and College to check men who profess psychic rather than averse than in good faith to the damage of credulous people. Therefore, the King has determined to found a college of the learned men who practice physic in London and within 7 miles, in the hope that the ignorant and rash practisers may be restrained or punished. This is about creating a credible, learned institution of the best practitioners in internal medicine, some of whom are with us today. So that's the college's background, and of course, as you may well know, next year we celebrate 500 years of internal medicine practice and such like. So what is the Royal College about? Our strategic aims are very simply to improve care for patients, to use the expertise of our members to do that, to develop physicians throughout their career so that they can be the best, they can be the proficient, to lead and support our members so that they can be empowered and resourced to use their skill sets effectively and appropriately, to shape the future of health and healthcare. And today in the UK, certainly the Department of Health, UK government, other stakeholders in healthcare policy, planning and such like, refer to the college for support, for advice, for guidance. And also, we look to invest in our future and build on our heritage, because by looking at what's gone before, you can better inform what happens tomorrow. And what's to say after 70 years of magnificent work in your country, looking back at all that's been achieved, all that's been delivered, there's clearly going to be exciting times ahead, and we want to be part of that. So Pakistan, why Pakistan? It's a strategic Royal College priority, and we draw reference from the college's 1620 international strategy, our 2017 operating plan, and our work in Pakistan is anchored in the Agenda 2030 objectives, the UN Agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals, and in particular Goal 3, good health and well-being. The point I'm trying to make here, my dear friends, is that this isn't a rash decision. This is considered. It's thought through. What we're looking to do is draw a reference from our very clear strategy. We want to make a difference in Pakistan, and also to draw a reference from the UN agenda. And of course, the government of Pakistan's own agenda, the federal government's National Health Vision 2016-2025. We want to input to that. We want to be part of that. We want to use that platform, that thinking to shape what we do and make a difference. So, strategic priority, very well thought through, very well considered with our good friends in Pakistan. That's the architecture, the reference from which we draw our authority to conduct work in Pakistan. So, the RCP proposition in Pakistan, what precisely is it and how has that been put together? Well, very simply, jointly developed our eminent fellows in the UK and our eminent fellows in Pakistan. We have many members there, and so we work together to see what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, how do we create an association of interests that can make a difference. And so our strategy, our plan for Pakistan is multi-agency and multi-sector. It sees us working with a variety of stakeholders, such as the Higher Education Commission, medical universities, armed forces, medical services, academic institutions, such as the AKU, provincial governments, private knowledge villages, and medical institutions and such like. And it's centred on progressing postgraduate medical education, through which we'll develop a health workforce that is capable, adaptable, and resilient, and a health infrastructure that is robust, sustainable, and effective, and responds, therefore, to the demands of Agenda 2030, a healthcare system, better health for all, Agenda 3. And I think the other critical point to make is that our strategy is relevant and appropriate. And to make sure that it was such, I spent some time in the rural areas of Pakistan, walking the pathway from basic health centres through to rural health centres, through to district hospitals, to look at how we can make a difference to the whole healthcare ecosystem in Pakistan. From lady health worker in the basic health centre, to the district hospital, the chief registrar or such like. So, we've looked for a scheme of work that's relevant and appropriate across the healthcare system, that allows for the development of leadership and decision-making skills, that influences policy and thereby system design. At the heart of what we do, clinical skills training around infectious diseases, malaria, TB, and hepatitis, non-communicable diseases work, cardiology, neurology, oncology, for example. And we deliver those, or are looking to deliver those, through that multi-sector partnership that I've just described, through 5-day courses, with additional 3-day doctors as educators courses. That's the heart of our proposition, delivered by a joint UK and Pakistan faculty. In addition, at the heart of our proposition, the medical training initiative work that sees Pakistan doctors working in the UK health system, as referred to earlier by His Excellency, and also medical education short courses which enable clinicians to better understand the principles and the practices of medical education and use that in their work. Another key part of our proposition, our work, our strategy is progressing a venture called Future Hospital Pakistan, which very simply, I'll just summarise this for you, and remember there's a tick test at the end to make sure you've got it. It's around supporting the development of infrastructure, systems and process development, the design and the build of the hospitals of tomorrow, patient safety, the development of systems for patient data management, for safety, healthcare guidelines, medical competence and such like, work around quality assurance and improvement, and lastly, clinical practice, the use of new technologies such as DigiHealth and M technologies to ensure effective and high quality healthcare is delivered, that tracks the journey of the patient, that tracks their data, that improves referral, diagnosis and such like. And I think the exciting thing for us is that much of this technology, much of this thinking is already in Pakistan. I've seen some amazing state-of-the-art stuff that we could readily make use of here in the UK. So the Royal College is looking to use its 500 years of experience with some of the progressive, new age, beam me up thinking that's happening in Pakistan to create a concept, Future Hospital Pakistan. So, within that concept, specific and dedicated work around doctor-patient communication skills, patient safety, clinical audit, quality assurance, the Chief Registrar's Programme, GG Health Work, and service reviews. So all of that we're looking to bring into that Future Hospital construct. And through this integrated approach, I'm just being shouted at for timings, we will work to support and expand and improve postgraduate training. We'll be a voice for the patient, because remember, the patient is central to this. The consumer. We will advocate for healthcare improvement and disease prevention, back to provincial governments, back to the federal government, to influence policy, thinking, planning for the long term. And also, through this work, act as a lever for health investment and funding. One thing we want to do with the provincial governments, the federal government, is work to lever investment in healthcare systems and human resources for health development with the World Bank, USAID, DFID, other agencies. We want to use our influence, our power to help secure that investment. So the added value of a well-trained physician, what does this all end up at? What does it look like? Very simply, clinical service, the best that can be delivered. Equipping the physician to teach the next generation. Leadership and management, making decisions, managing the future hospitals of Pakistan. Research and evaluation of evidence. And so where does the rubber hit the road at the end of the day? It's about this image here. Support, the physician in Pakistan is supported, empowered and resourced. There's the physician dealing with the patient. The master trainer, the senior physician, supporting that individual's training so that she is able to deal with the needs of the patient relatively and appropriately. State-of-the-art technology on the wall so that she can record the data that's occurring, track it at a later date, feed back into provincial and federal government data banks so that we can see, is this health work creating the impact that we want? Is it value for money? That's what we want our strategy in Pakistan to deliver and to achieve. That concludes my very short presentation this morning. I now look forward to being beamed up, it seems. Thank you very much.
My name is Asghar Mohammed. I'm General Secretary of Pakistan Nursing Association based in United Kingdom. Thank you very much for visiting Pakistan, first of all. My second question is, the 70% population lives in villages, and still 650 children die every day in Pakistan due to, treatable diseases. I know the most of the people who goes here, they usually work in the big cities like Karachi, Pakistan, like Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad. And how you make sure that all the services and all the training which you are providing there, it can be transferable to the villages? I myself belongs to a village as well.
That's a very important question, and I think what I was trying to say in the presentation is that we're looking at how we cascade the skill sets of our members, the physicians, to the wider health ecosystem. So my point there is the lady health workers. How do we equip them to screen for diabetes? How do we get them to pass that information up the chain to the rural health centre and therefore onto the district hospital and such like? All of that we are looking at, and we'd want to create schemes of work with the various authorities to achieve that. It's not going to be done quickly, but as we sit here today, our colleagues in Myanmar are doing just that. They're training health workers to look at the challenge of oncology, screening for cancer, right across the whole health ecosystem. So I think a particular point to make here is that yes, we are physicians, but we want to have an impact across infrastructure, system design, from the rural to the semi-urban to the urban, and also the human resources, as I said, lady health worker through to district doctor and so on and so on. So our existing work to date has done that, but of course, these things take time.
If I can add, Steve, to it's a very good question, and what we are doing an intervention in Pakistan that we have a new initiative called Adopt a District. So a district, a remote district is attached to one of the teaching hospitals, and then we rotate our postgraduate and undergraduates there so that they get exposure in primary care. So if they end up working as general physicians or GPs, at least they should have, we call it community-oriented medical education as well. So that way our undergrads and postgrads, they are rotated through the rural areas, primary care and tertiary care. It's a win-win situation. The delivery improves, and also, like for example, with my previous job was Allama Iqbal principal, so we adopted 2 districts, Okada and Sahiwal, and presently with my university, all the rural Islamabad, remote Islamabad is attached, where we are sending our postgraduate trainees in different specialties.
Thank you very much. It was very nice to hear that. And also, we have built 1 primary healthcare center with the help of Royal Free Hospital International Development Department.
Yeah.
We love to work with you, and we have 1,000 members here for All Pakistan Nursing Association. So we are happy to
We
work
are
with
engaging
you.
with the Royal, with the nursing president. I think we've approached the nursing council here in UK to help us train our nurses. So we might have a MTI scheme for the nurses to come here.
I'm the advanced practitioner
Sorry,
and only Asian Pakistani.
can I restrict the time? I'm sorry. We have to follow the time because people are having the 54 speakers in the conference and they travel from all over the countries. We really have to stop here.
Okay.
I'm sorry people have questions, but unfortunately we have speakers who travel all over the world. They will be losing time towards the end of the day. So my apologies if I sound a bit harsh, but please trust me, it's going to help all of us. Thank you very much. Thank you.